It's time to look into the future. It's Grateful Monday, and the countdown continues.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Hello and welcome to a Monday. It is March 23rd, 2020. It is day 190 of Gotta Get On Ellen. I wanted to let you all know, down to 17 rolls of toilet paper and counting. That's right. I had to put a new roll on over the weekend. We'll see how long it lasts. I have less toilet paper on hand than I normally have. I am not hoarding. I always have a lot of toilet paper. You know why? Because I use a lot of toilet paper. Being very conservative. The bunching has continued to be at a minimum. I have attempted to use less toilet paper in the past. And then, I just get to a point where I'm like, ugh, I'm not going to worry about it. Just not going to worry about it. I'm worried about it. It's okay. I'll be fine. They actually had some toilet paper over the weekend. I went to the grocery store on Friday, and they had some. They are limiting you to how much you can purchase. I mean, I don't know. I didn't go down the aisle. I actually didn't even try to get any because I'm kind of making a joke of it. I really am not that worried about running out of toilet paper at this point. And I had way too much other stuff to focus on getting than to worry about the toilet paper. So they are limiting you to 2 paper products at my grocery store per order. So that means you can get 2 packages of toilet paper, or a package of toilet paper and paper towels, or napkins and paper towels. Just 2 paper products. That is it. You are also only allowed to buy 1 package of chicken. Now, I found this out because the woman in front of me in line had 3 things of paper products and 2 packages of chicken. And I typically buy skinless, boneless chicken thighs to eat for dinner. I throw it on the George Foreman grill, a little Emerald spice. That's my dinner. I love it. Have it every night. And I'm pretty well stocked up on the chickens right now. I have enough for about a week and a half. So I didn't get any chicken because I figured I could worry about that next time I go to the grocery store, which hopefully won't be for another 2 weeks. We'll see. But the woman in front of me had 2 packages in her hand, and she's looking at both of them. And one of them was like a 10-pack of chicken thighs. And I said, well, if you want to give up the chicken thighs, I'll take them. So, it kind of just fell in my lap or in my cart, almost quite literally. And she's like, all right, here you go. So I got myself an extra thing of chicken thighs at the last minute, a little bonus. She also asked me if I wanted her extra thing of napkins. I said, no, I'm good on napkins, but thank you. So it was a very interesting experience going to the grocery store. If you saw my video, you saw that I did wear a mask. My neighbor from next door gave me a mask to wear and some gloves. And I told her, we actually left for the grocery store at the same time. She ended up going to the other grocery store in town. So when they got back, I had said, there really wasn't a lot of people with masks. I felt a little silly. And she said, I guarantee you, if there was a box of masks available at the door, everybody would have been wearing one. And I was like, you know what? That's probably a good point. I did see some people wearing scarves around their mouths. The biggest problem with the mask for me was fogs up my glasses. Fogs them up. Can't see with foggy glasses. Can't see without glasses. So I kind of kept the mask down under my nose, just covering my mouth for the most part. And then when I got close to the people, because, people were not keeping 6 feet of distance in between at the lines. In fact, one lady came right up next to me. She's like, I'm just going to stand here to be out of the way. And I felt like saying, lady, back off. Back off. But I didn't. I was nice. So it was a very interesting experience going to the grocery store on Friday. I certainly hope that I do not need to go back for at least 2 weeks. I know that I will have to get some produce at some point. I did get an extra thing of romaine lettuce, so I should have a couple of extra days that I normally wouldn't have. So I may have to go like maybe next Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. Right now, we are well off. We are fully stocked. We have everything that we could possibly need and more. Some very good news that we found out on Friday. I was a little bit of a panic-stricken little thing on Friday because we were informed that Joe's job was going to be shutting down. Turns out Joe's job will not be shutting down. We initially heard the reason was because part of Joe's company, they print the little inserts for prescription drugs. Like, you know, the little box you get, and you get that little pack, that little piece of paper that's all folded up and stuck inside. They print those. So those are considered essential. And then New Jersey just went ahead and said that printing and office supplies are considered essential businesses. So Joe is still working, thank goodness, because we certainly need the income because this is the only one we have right now. And, we're just playing it safe. He is, going to keep his distance from people at work. We did not leave the house over the weekend. We are taking every precaution. We did have a little bit of a social distance gathering with some neighbors over the weekend. Speaking of which, let me not forget once again that it is Grateful Monday. I have a habit of doing that. And I know that was part of my excerpts that I wanted to share with you from my gratitude journal. If you're not familiar with Grateful Monday, it is a day when I go over some of the things that I've written down in the past week that I am grateful for, to show you how easy it is, how simple the things can be, and how it really does enhance your life. So some of the things that I was grateful for this past week. And again, I am documenting a lot of what I'm doing on Facebook and Instagram just to try and keep moods light, attitudes up, give ideas on things to do. I don't know if you had checked out my pictures or my video from yesterday, but yes, I did put my wedding dress back on, and I had a wonderful time doing a little photo shoot, a little video shoot. It was great. And, we never think we're going to get to wear a wedding dress again, so put it on. Just put it on. I had attempted to put my wedding dress on last Halloween because I was going to attempt to wear it for a Halloween costume, and it did not fit. Now, I'm lucky in the sense that I had a corset back, so there's a lot of breathing room back there, but even I was a little heavier last fall, and even with the corset back, I still wouldn't cover my entire back. You could see skin, so I chose not to do that. But yesterday it fit. It fit! Yay! So, been trying really hard to stay on track with the food and the eating. And, can't get to the gym right now, obviously, but I can do some at-home workouts, which I had already, before I even found out the gym was closed, had planned on doing 2 at home. So do you know how many I did at home last week? None. That's right. I'm a slacker. I am a slacker. But I am going to do a workout as soon as I am done the podcast today. You know why? Because I don't want to lose all the hard work I have. I have some nice toned muscles in my arms and my legs, and I want to make sure to keep it up. Just slack off for a month or two. It all goes away. You got to start over from scratch, practically. Keep up some workouts at home if you can. Doing my home workout as soon as the podcast is over. So some of my entries, aside from the wearing of the wedding dress, I really did enjoy that. It was a lot of fun. We had cheesesteaks, homemade cheesesteaks for dinner on Saturday night, and I splurged on a new chip flavor. I'm a big fan of the Ruffles, and they have a loaded baked potato flavor. And Yeah. Yummy. I pretty much like plain chips for the most part. The kettle cook, plain. Ruffles, plain. But these are good. Now, we had a quarantini happy hour with the neighbors on Friday. We started out good with social distancing. We were all spread out pretty far in the yard. Then by the end of it, we had decided to make some burgers and dogs, and we kind of probably sat a little too close when we were doing that. But speaking of the chips, we brought the burgers, and we brought the hot dog buns and some chips, and I had showed Joe the new flavor of chips. I said, should I take these over? He goes, no, save them for us. Take the plain Ruffles. Hope the neighbors aren't listening, Joe, you selfish little thing. Speaking of Joe, we played a nice card game of Rummy over the weekend. That was fun. I had posted a picture of when I was actually forced to throw a third ace into the Rummy pile. I had no choice. Lost that hand, but I did win the game. Yay, me. What else? When we were talking to our neighbors on Friday, we were telling them about this new peanut butter whiskey that we had tried when we were out a couple weeks ago called Screwball. And we had stopped at the liquor store because, again, we kept worried that they were going to close. Found out now that at least in the state of New Jersey, even if they do close them down, but they have marked liquor stores essential service. Now, I think that the reason they do that is because they know that if they don't, people will go insane. Oh, my goodness. So we were talking about that, and then we bought a bottle of that. So I had sent them a text message on Saturday night, my neighbors next door, and I said, we got a bottle of that Screwball if you'd like to try a shot of it. And he immediately texted back, meet you at your steps. And it was better than I remember. I was like, because I hate getting bottles of liquor because then you get tempted. And I don't want to indulge in it too much, too often. And I told Joe, this bottle is for the whole year. We're not buying it again for a year, so make it last. And now here we are just handing it out to the neighbors willy-nilly. No, but it's pretty yummy. I got to tell you that. But, like I've said before, I'm such a lightweight. I literally can't handle more than 2 beers without feeling, tipsy or buzzed or something. So for me to do a shot of anything is just stupid because it just makes me more intoxicated. But sometimes it's a little worth it. So try out the Screwball if you haven't, if that sounds like it's something that would be interesting to you. Peanut butter whiskey. It's a little hint of peanut butter. It's very smooth. I think you may enjoy it. What else did I want to tell you about today? I kind of was on the topic of Joe's job. So Joe is going to work. Everything seems to be good in the hood. Of course, we all know that all of this or any of this can change at any moment. So I will move along to today's blog post. Why am I skipping the topic? Because I forgot to put a topic up. All this corona craziness is making me off schedule. I was too busy wearing my wedding gown yesterday to think about a topic for all of you kind people today, but I will put a fabulous topic up today to discuss tomorrow. Do not worry. Today's blog post is going to be focusing on the long term. I had been sent a picture, an inspiring picture this time last year, which I'm going to get into it, which I repurposed with my own photo that says, the universe only gives us what we're strong enough to handle. Apparently, the universe thinks we're all badasses. Now, this was sent to me last year after a pretty traumatic event in my life. And it said, apparently the universe thinks I'm a badass. So I switched it to we're all badasses because we're all going through this together. We're all going to get through this together, and we are all going to come out badasses. So ironically, it was 1 year ago that I was informed that my services would no longer be needed at my job. It was a blow. It felt terrible. It was scary as we need my income to pay all our bills. But this was one of those times when Facebook really did help.